clause 56 was the other clause that was referred to. So I will put the question. Before I put the question, any comments on that clause? Thank you, Honourable Leader of Opposition.
Yeah, thank you again. Just clarification where we got to load this one. I think particularly 56(1)(a. Yeah? Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Honourable Attorney General or Minister. Question is on clause 56(1)(a). Honourable Attorney General.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Excuse me. I think, Minister, the application in Putumkom was that it Canary, Part 7, we have apply law the investment incentives. So if you can still have a cannery outside of this one, law SEZ, but investment incentives here, but different from what incentives law that allow current one setting law, NORA. So it's still permissible that you can still have BINA as an SEZ, because the incentives in here, not by apply law here, whereas the other one by incentives here, no apply law. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Attorney General. Honourable Leader of Opposition.
Okay, and what about if there was going to be another SEZ more, and cannery too, Lord, there? That one, this one, rule them out, when clarified. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Attorney General.
If we have, thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you, Leader of the Official Opposition, for the question. If we have an SEZ already set up under SEZ, then Naron by Mahatma. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Attorney General. Honourable Leader of Opposition.
Yeah, thank you. So just from policy sideline, why do we want to place that restriction in Barem also? We should allow it so that no matter you get to travel, as long as supply below Yalofin enough, you may buy from Kiribati and another country, we should be able to still have more than one SEZ operating, fisheries processing also in more than one Barem also. Thank you.
Thank you. Honourable Attorney General.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Leader of the Official Opposition. Now, if we declare a zone to be fisheries zone, it's just different from time, but within the zone, there's a zone permit for business permit, zone business permit inside Nalo zone. You can have a cannery in the zone, but as a SEZ zone block fishing a cannery inside now by only one number. But in the zone, also it might be another zone, but then inside you have business, zone permits inside. Sorry, zone permits inside within that. Different different SEZ. Then yes, that is permissible. That's under part 5, and I'm not going to look after. It's on part 7. Yeah, I'm different. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Attorney General. Honourable Leader of Opposition.
Yes, sorry, a little bit. That last bit me confused more. So are you saying, you say we declare BINA as an SEZ, and therefore fish processing law there, and because Noro is not an SEZ, first explanation bill, no problem whatsoever, because incentives apply law SEZ. Just your previous response here, BINA, ME declared SEZ, fish processing law there, and then you may go declare Monara SEZ, law Graciosa Bay. And fish processing law there too. Impossible?
Thank you. Honorable Attorney General.
If it comes under Part 4, which is just a business under that one, by him, all right, you can still have it. But if you, that zone is specifically some full one, then Bina is declared for that purpose now. Then you can't have another zone declared as that same purpose. But you can declare it for another purpose, but inside lot of zones here, or got a small, you may say, businesses within that zone. Then that can be happen. But for say like purposely declare Bina or Noro as a you may say a special economic zone of fisheries, that one by him hard. But as a zone, we should look at Part 4, the operation of a special economic zone. So the operation, you got more businesses inside. So it can come as a business inside, but for the whole one, for the whole zone, but incentives that come for that zone.
Thank you, Honorable Attorney General. Honorable Leader of Opposition.
Yeah, I'm still questioning the utility of the policy choice, given we're a small country, and given we use fisheries as an example, given the even smaller sizes of other PNA countries, but they're larger fishing waters. We're a larger landmass. We could benefit by having treaties with them, so that we bring in. But as he said, offer us a wonderful opportunity to be able to host, even for them, to host processing plants and benefit. So it would seem to me an unnecessary restriction. We should be able to declare 2, 3 different parts of the country, so we generate jobs in different parts of the country. So that policy choice no makes sense. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Honorable Leader of Opposition. Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, Honorable Leader of the Opposition. There is a recommendation clause, recommendation 51 for clause 56. Let me say that clause 56 be amended by removing clause 56(1)(a) entirely, and that 56(2) be amended by deleting the words "in Solomon Islands" at the end of that sentence. Now, here is the explanation by the task force. Whilst we acknowledge the recommendation by the BLC with reference to clause 56(1) and A, and that is to remove subclause 1A entirely, I will respond this way, that for the context of the bill is for the SEZ, that from the policy standpoint, we cannot have 2 SEZs operating under the same sector. For example, using the proposed Bina Tuna Cannery Factory and Noro Tuna Cannery, both cannot be declared as SEZs. The difference is that Noro Tuna Cannery is not a new business. It's not a new business activity. However, Bina is a new business. Furthermore, all other foreign investors carrying on businesses anywhere in the country and not in the zone is administered under the Foreign Investment Act 2005 as amended 2009. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Honourable MP for West Are.
Thank you, Chairman. So this, as I said here, policy blame hemi prohibiting now Ministry of Fishery from pursuing its goal to establish more cannery. Then Minister, you are aware that Solomon Tayo him now first in the region, Papua New Guinea take over. And we I think Ministry of Fishery policy plan for matching or take over lo Papua New Guinea more fishery cannery in Solomon Islands. Are you saying that that policy by no money?
Thank you, Honourable Minister.
Thank you, MP for West Arare. Suppose Stakatumas SGZ. By government no garam selenina, there's too many tax incentives here. That is why, for the policy standpoint, we cannot have two SGZs operating under the same sector. Yeah. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Honourable Attorney General.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you, MP for West Arare, for that question. I'll try and attempt it again. Okay, basically, if we look at Part 7, by me looking at him specifically say this part applies to zone businesses that, one, are not carried out anywhere in the Solomon Islands, two, and if owned by a foreign investor. So if you tick into the box here, then incentives will come under that fella Part 7 here, apply. But if you don't tick those two boxes, then the incentives that apply under Part 7 won't be applicable. So the rationale drafters Blomigium comes behind his drafting instructions is saying that because Empoketana for some you must protect him now, this is a business, domestic business here. So although maybe a new cannery have come up, then we give incentives that are not by him compete directly with him domestic business. So I think basically the rationale, policy rationale behind that is protecting domestic business, you may say. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Honourable Attorney General. Honourable Leader of Opposition.
But protecting domestic business here, if they were in direct competition, yes. But if SEZs, more than one, are producing for export, then they're not competing directly with Solomon Tayo, for example, which is producing for the domestic market, plus export too, of course. So they would not prejudice market position for Solomon Tayo. So Solomon Tayo does not need protection as long as everything else export. So in that sense, that aspect, protection aspect of that policy becomes redundant and not applicable. But, it would be in our benefit, policy benefit, to have more fisheries processing. We'll be having more jobs. And, one fellow Tatamba, one fellow Graciosa Bay, or a place where our factories should go ahead. A couple of years ago, Tatamba, one main place in Lulukulema, go and forget them one. One will go to Kopiu. Or a place fitting something in. We want more of it. But restricting us, no more meeting him a little bit unnecessary. The policy benefit and no barrow obviously. If protection is the main policy rationale. As long as it's all producing for export and more export market, more market share overall, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Leader. Thank you, Honourable Attorney General.
And thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you, Leader of the Official Opposition, for that question as well. So that's why if you look law 57, the business incentives are there. So, for example, we are producing for sale into customs territory, which is inside domestic, but have no available too. So those are the incentives, but you say, but no apply now. If you have this zone business where him already in the customs territory, him other incentives inside law schedule whereby me talk to him, but him no apply. So that's including 57B, you see, for producing for sale, come back to customs territory. So by garam data incentive lo zone blow or zone business blow you time take care. So that's a part of protection. Maybe development of infrastructures by different or producing for export markets maybe be different. But to list the illustrating properly, I think B would be much more applicable in this sense for cannery. You cannot sell come back inside now because this incentive here I'm not applying. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Attorney General. Honorable MP for West Harare.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, Attorney General, for clarity, Blue. We still trouble with him fishery. This policy rational. Emi bara cut him off. If you look, how many sectors more? Hemlo someone whereby foreign direct investment which this bill hemileko attract him. Fishery one for so we want more fishery cannery for export. Export no more. Yeah. Opportunity to karemna elo fishery and by Minister MC down behind Lord by him ponka with me. But the policy rational here hemi osem hem lebeti ofum that one. That one no more me observe and me like for comment or say much. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Member for West Harare. Any supplementary comments, Honorable Leader of Opposition?
Yeah, to understand this situation a little bit more, how would it apply to tourism, for example? You may declare Lake Tengano, for example, as a SEZ zone for tourism sector. Therefore, you cannot go declare Monara SEZ zone for tourism law. Graciosa Bay or lo Tetepare. You may use him for fisheries, you may some explanation come. But what about tourism? Where I'm a little bit more geographic or location specific. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, Honorable Leader of the Opposition. Firstly, that one hand policy standpoint, Blomifala, and we will stand by it. Any review by Mifala can come into consideration. In terms of tourism, if we got a different activity, then to follow different now. Because tourism, they produce different activities, waka, or the service of what they're providing. So it basically depends on the activities all he's submitting. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Honorable Leader of Opposition.
This one I have shown the weakness in this policy choice. I mean, tourism need not be different anywhere. Same thing or Dim Lo Tengano, or Tsago Dim Lo Tetepare, or any part Lo Marovo or Roviana or Lo Santa Ana, Santa Catalina, or the beautiful places, Blumia, yellow small Malete inside Pasisia. They could be doing the same things but different locations, and we would encourage them to do that. It doesn't need to be different. If the emphasis is it must be different, policy and a little bit weak here. That aspect should not be there. It's an unnecessary imposition for stopping spread of tourism law country. That would be my contention, Sam. Ilegal value gracias be 5-star or 6 now.
Thank you, Honorable Leader. Honorable Attorney General.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Leader of the Official Opposition, for that question. You'd also see before identifying and choosing and demarcating what areas, there are a number of things that we must do first for choosing not suitability law, that specific purpose or for declaring. So in doing that, policy is that we choose one area first on that one. So, but also that a number of areas might have good site but location and if you choose for infrastructure or thing for Golem might not be suitable. In terms of that, I know why I would make a motion. No, that's the instructions for the drafting instruction will come so that we choose. Basically, it's like picking your battles, which is the right battle to fight the emotion. Rather than have everything out there stuck up but not quality. So which one him suitable according if you make a follow more criteria where I think schedule 1 I'm outlining in determining what SEZ should be there. You may declare them one follow next one narrow one. So it comes back to resources too in terms of managing what resources employment law, what Wakaman law SEZ authority for enforcing also to compliance monitoring. So that's the policy rationale behind having specific number and limited to not maybe if you got 5 SEZs to follow same one or to follow same one, spreading resources or same could be one of the policy rationales behind making it as it is now. So thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Honourable Attorney General. Thank you, Honourable Leader of Opposition.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, we recognize that any policy position government taken, we're just saying it's probably could have been, the choice could have been much better. Law 56 2-year, law side, law second-hand equipment, the recommendation for outing used in Solomon Islands, those words, or in Solomon Islands, so that I'm just saying, anything we've been used, whether I'm used overseas or used in Solomon, no more now. I mean, $5 million US is already a relatively low amount, but to bring it in second-hand equipment more, I mean, not something more. Why are we permitting second-hand equipment? Sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Honourable Leader. Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, Honourable Leader Opposition. Clause 56 2, yeah. Let me refer to subclause 1B, yeah, where a foreign business is owned by a foreign investor. The capital investment there does not include plant and machinery that is already being used by the foreign investor in other countries or has already been used in the Solomon Islands. Capital investment there must be in a form of cash injections or totally new machinery. There will be provisions in the regulations to cater for the customs check on all machinery that is not being used anywhere else, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Okay, with those comments, let me now put the question. The question is that clause 56, stand part of the bill. Those in favour, please say aye. Aye. Against, say no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it.